So again, once you do this, curl your arm. Right, so when his arm is curled, he's like very strong, right? So I want to use both my hands. My right hand is pushing on his lat and my left hand is pushing off the floor. I'm using that to push my whole body weight back onto his wrist because I want his arm as extended as possible. Right? And then turn to me a little bit more. And a lot of times when the person's doing this, they're going to be up on their side. Right? And when you bring this arm over, it's fine to just put your hand here or grab. But what you're really looking for is to get your wrist under his elbow. Right? So I bring my thumb right to his elbow. So my thumb is inside of his elbow here. Right? And then when I switch my hips, I bring this one to the side. As I move around, I want to try to punch this hand across the body. So I end up with his elbow controlled by my arm. If you don't, if you just kind of try to hold like this, flip your elbow out. His elbow slips out. If you reaches that one across, push across, that way. You can start to turn away. Because he freed his elbow. Remember, like the first thing I said is try to control his elbow. Right? It's not controlling the side of his body. It's really his elbow is what you need to worry about. So, so you beat his underhook. Use your thumb and bring it right inside. You won't get your whole hand in yet. That's going to come next. So once I get my thumb in, I switch my hips. I block his hip. As I move around his head, I'm going to punch my hand across. So it's going to be right in between his chest and my chest. And when you get here, now you're going to have tons of control over his arm and his movement. So as long as I control his elbow, turn away from me. He shouldn't be able to really turn away. As soon as I lose it, he'll be able to go. Right? So keep control of the elbow. And now, turn this way. Use your hand to block his hip. And this is actually really good. If you try to do that, I'm going to use my legs. Try to use your legs to trap his head and arm. Right? And now you have his arm completely isolated. I can just catch his wrist, catch my wrist, put his hand behind his back. You can usually finish from this position. Just pull the elbow up tight, push the hand towards the head, or you can put your head down on the mat and finish from here. But see how my legs are now controlling the other side of his body, and my hands are completely focused on one arm. So your partner gets the underhook, stop him in the armpit, push with both hands, push your weight back, make the switch, make sure your thumb gets inside of his elbow. Right? And as you move, I'm going to bring my hand across the body and secure it. So I'm elbow to elbow with him. Right? You bring the person up on their side a little bit. Push your head down. Try to use your legs if you can. It's not always possible, but if you can, you want to trap his head and arm with your legs. And now you see his arm is basically completely unprotected. I'm going to grab his wrist, grab my wrist, put his hand behind his back. So this is the most important part, getting it behind the back. Don't just sit up and try to twist it. Get the hand behind the back. You can finish here, pulling in, or drop your elbow to his butt, close on your head, and then from here, it gets much worse. Right? So, underhook, two hands, push your weight back. First thing is just getting the thumb inside. Right? As you switch, your hand should move from the side of his body to the front of his body. Right? I'm going to drive my head towards his feet. I can bring my knees off the mat. Trap his head and arm. Lock the grip. Put it behind his back. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3.